You're now listening to the 1130 podcast. Enjoy the show.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre and Willsy is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. No, with me, yeah. I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it, 1130 podcast, Dre and Willsy.
What it do, everybody, man? Welcome back to the 1130 podcast. What's goody, man? Y'all already know what it is. It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Appreciate everyone tuning back into another episode of the podcast show. You know what time it is. It's not 7:30. It's 11:30, man. I got a great episode lined up here on the podcast show this week, man. Before we dive into that, if you're new to the show and you haven't done so already, definitely hit that subscribe button down below. Like it, leave a comment, and share it. Do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. All right, man. Now that's out the way. Like I said, got an awesome guest that's going to be joining the show this week. We're going to be chatting with her, Adrienne, you guys. She's an author, you guys. Man, she's a entrepreneur. She's a registered nurse, a mentor. We're going to be chatting with her. It's going to be a really great conversation. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're going to bring on my lovely guest. How's it going?
It's going amazing. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm here. I'm excited. Another day, so I'm blessed.
Yeah, listen. Another day above ground is a blessing.
You're right about that. Another day above ground is a blessing. Where you from?
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but I reside in Alabama.
Oh, okay, Alabama. Okay, all right. That's what's up. I'm from DC, the 1130 podcast here from DC. Well, I appreciate you joining the show and taking the invite coming through here on the podcast. It's your first time here. Well, I like to have my guests, have the floor and tell everyone about yourself.
Okay, so as I said, I'm Adrienne from Atlanta originally. I moved to Huntsville, Alabama with my father at the age of 5, where I experienced all the life. Went to school, graduated high school, top 20 in my class, graduated college, and then started doing some nursing and traveling. And man, like, what all can I explain in this amount of time? Like, it's a lot that's entailed to me. So you got to be a little more specific on what you want to know.
Hey, look at it. You got all the time really in the world, though. But let's start with the first one that you sort of said you grew up with a father, and how was that? Growing up with your dad and stuff, because
It was cool to a certain extent, because I think he really thought I was a boy. I have an older brother, and who lived in a different part of the state than I did. And so my dad was an electrician, so he would have his 9 to 5, but then he also had his own business on after hours. And so I remember there would be times he would take me out to job sites. And I'm a little girl, of course. I'm foreign to all of this. I should be playing with baby dolls and Barbies and stuff. Whereas he was showing me the things, how to cut grass, how, wiring and stuff like that. But what I will say is that it gave me a great sense of direction. Because if you know a lot of women, they don't know how to get around. Me, I'm just like, all right, put me in a location. I can never get my way through if I'm not familiar with the territory. So that's one thing I can say that helped me out. And then just how to go out and be I hate the term independent woman, but an independent woman to go handle my business. So that way I can make sure that the bill's paid, make sure that I'm good until, something else comes along one day.
Okay. So you say you sort of thought your father may have thought you were sort of a boy. You were sort of doing things with him that he would basically do with sort of his son, though. And how sort of that affect you and socially, definitely growing up. Obviously, like how you mentioned, a lot of women sometimes may not. I ain't gonna say a lot of them. Some of them don't know how to change tires and stuff, so they need a man. And then you got in this day and age, some men don't even know how to do that though. So I think your father was definitely teaching you some great things and values, but not only was your mom around?
So my mom was not active.
Okay.
I would go back to Atlanta for the summers to see her, but she had her own thing going on to where I would always pick up the phone, hey daddy, come get me, because I just didn't feel like there was a level of safety or security there that I was comfortable with. Let me say it that way. When you grow up in a structured home, things are done a certain way. Whereas I would go back to Atlanta, it was free for all. And so for me, I wasn't used to that. But so we had to learn how to deal and navigate with that. But for your question about how did growing up with my dad affect me socially, I would say there was a point in time where I would consider myself have been tomboyish. So I played basketball, ran track, was in volleyball, and then I guess when I got older and started dating, I would have some guys that would be intimidated because I just had everything I needed. So I guess I wasn't letting a man be a man, which I didn't know what that meant at that time because my father just taught me how to make sure you maintain a household. And so it wasn't until years later I found this guy that told me that no man wants to be with another man, and I didn't understand what that meant until I really kind of pondered. But then, like you said, sometimes you got to be a real man coming to the table when a real man raised a woman like me. You know?
Yeah, you do. You really do, though. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You mentioned how you play, sports. Was that something that your father just wanted you to do, or did you like the sports, or did you were
I
into that?
Basketball is my favorite sport. No, my father
Okay.
did not know. No, no, no. He did not push me into anything. It was always, go after what you want to do.
Mm.
If there was something that you enjoyed, do it. I always was outside playing. Of course, I had boy cousins, so we was playing football, basketball. I wasn't outside. We were brought up. You had to be outside. So I think my love for sports actually came from having a normal childhood to a certain extent.
Okay, okay. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. We all have these different type of, childhoods or these different type of upbringings, whether you've been raised by your father or you've been raised by your mom, and I think it's also a unique story too because you see a lot of us, women and men, sometimes more often than not, if it been a single parent household is you had the mom in there. So when you just have your dad, step in and raise you, I think that's also telling too because we always speak about the single parents and the single moms and give all the single moms definitely credit though,
Mm-hmm.
and it definitely should go both ways and stuff though. But throughout the struggles and the upbringings and everything, your goal though to provide and tell everyone is to help women to know their worth, even from your upbringing to teaching other young ladies.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, was that a question?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Well, you sort of yes, a question though. That's your goal. No,
And what you were saying, I was like, yeah, I agree. I'm sorry. So what I went through, I'm sorry. So your statement was repeated for me.
basically, your goal is to help other women to know their worth though, because you grew up was not being appreciative, and understanding what a woman is, and because obviously you didn't have your mom growing up, and your father
Mm-hmm.
can only do but so much.
Correct.
He can't really raise a little girl into a woman. He could do his best and stuff like that.
Right.
So and I know that's a conversation I have with my fiance raising a little boy now because it's important to have both parents, and sometimes it don't obviously go that way. Life happens. So I think a father should be present into his child's life, whether it's a boy
Yes.
or girl, and also the mom, to also instill those values in both. So like you said, you only had your father in that, and I know you were missing also the other side, of womanhood. Getting that experience and having, knowing your worth and stuff like that to
Right.
become a woman. And your goal now is to, inspire other young ladies to, know their worth.
It is. So, okay, and I'm make sure I'm following you now. So, I have, let me kind of segue before I tell you. I was 17. Like I said, I think I would go see my mom, and it just wasn't the best. So at 17, and I bought my first car. So I'm riding, me and my best friend at the time, we were getting ready to head to Atlanta. We planned the trip, and I was like, I'm going to see my mama because I wanted to make sure that as I got older and knew that as becoming a woman that I needed that motherly love. Not necessarily, I didn't have women around me that were women, but I believe there's certain things that you can get from a mother versus what you get from a stranger. And the stranger may not be actual a stranger, your aunt's uncle, your aunt's, friends or whoever. But I think as a woman, it's very important that certain conversations comes from the mother. Because the mother carried you in the womb, I think this is just my logic. I think that only certain things can be integrated into a child so where it sticks to them because it's from a loving place. But decided at 17 I was going to try to develop a better relationship with my mom. I was a little more independent at this point. I had my own wheels. So I'm riding to Atlanta, and we had some difficulty. My mom, to kind of give you a little backstory, has had a history with alcohol use. And so I feel like that's kind of a reason why I wasn't staying with, or, able to stay with her. Her mother is the one that suggested that I move with my father because my mama was a go-getter. And, she loves, she loved to party. She loves to have a good time. She worked, but she wasn't as stable. So around that time, I say we had 6, maybe 7 years together. And she ended up being diagnosed with cancer. And I'll never forget, I drove to Atlanta to spend time with her. She had a doctor's appointment. And I think that's when we found out what really was going on with her. And so I never forget, in the midst of one of the rooms we were in, I heard God tell me, hey, you're going to develop a mentorship for girls. And at the time, I was not me and kids, I'm over here. Kids over here. We're not gonna mix amongst each other. Doing it. And, I love kids now, but at that time I was still young. I wasn't even 30 yet. And I was like, we're not doing it. But fast forward, so what I have is an organization called Diamonds in the Rough. It's an organization where I bridge gaps between mother and daughter relationships, so they can understand the importance of those relationships. And what we do is talk about building generational wealth. We talk about overcoming any traumatic experiences. Some of us have had some childhood traumas that we are now becoming familiar with talking about in public. And then also just helping them to find their voices, because that was one thing that I struggled with as a young girl, was knowing my place in this world and not being afraid of my own voice and potential. So yeah, we have that. So I definitely, my biggest goal is for those women, and let's start at childhood. Let's get the little girls, but so that grow up into be broken women, and somebody is trying to put them back together. Whereas if we start at the early stages of life and help navigate them, we ain't gonna be able to fix everything, but we're gonna at least allow them to know your worth, know your value, and add text to all of it.
Okay. Can you take me back though a little bit though, because it's sort of this journey for you and this group with these young women that you started with this program, and it sort of inspired, and it took a life of its own. But you said your mom, was alcoholism, and she had cancer, and it was sort of in between that moment. I believe you said you was it's something that inspired you to start this program to help other young ladies to know their worth, and so much more though. And how was it for you in that moment? You know, it was like, wow, my mom got cancer, and now is this is the moment that I should extend and help other young ladies out there that may experience the same thing that I just did.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of difficult. One, because I didn't have an older brother or older sister, and my brother, we don't have the same mother. So kind of it was just me out here to, you know, to deal with everything on my own. And it was a lot because it was a lot of self-discovery. It was a lot of me asking God why, I didn't grow up with my mom. My goal was to finish nursing school, and once I became a nurse, I was going to move back to Atlanta to, kind of establish a better relationship with my mom. I was going to take care of her. Like, I had these amazing plans once I became a nurse, and then that fell through. Unfortunately, like I said, she transitioned, but for me, it was hard because I felt like God robbed me. And the reason I say that is because I'm having to now navigate not having my mother growing up as a young lady or a little girl to finally getting that relationship. She became my best friend. So, like, after she passed, I remember, like clockwork. When I got off work at 10, I would pick up that phone, and I know she was up, and we was he and ha the whole night until it was time for us to get off the phone. So that was a big adjustment. And here I am trying to navigate my feelings and grieve. And now I'm being told that I'm getting ready to help other people do the same. House life. I have no clue where to start.
Mm.
I
That I was I was getting through that process though. Obviously, now that you became this registered nurse, and you was going to help your mom, and and things just went the other way though.
stayed busy. I didn't allow myself to feel. I um let's see, that was 2008. I'm trying to think where I was in life. I think I was a little snappy with people, but I never like took time to address like this is a new norm for me. Like it's okay to cry, it's okay to hurt, it's okay to talk about it, but it was just like, okay, I'm gonna keep suppressing every feeling that I have, and then eventually what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be a ticking time bomb, and I'm going to explode. And I probably had those moments from time to time, but I think, looking back, I needed time. But nobody talked about grief then. Nobody talked about, how to deal with transitions. Nobody talked about going to counseling, So it was, looking back, it's a lot I could have done differently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we get definitely though, and you did mention one thing, especially at that time you mentioned 2008, 2009 ish, around that time, it really
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, mental health or talking about grief or anything like that wasn't really the subject. It was just sort of just you either dealt with it,
Yeah.
swept it under the rug, and just sort of kept going, or just holding it all in. So I thank you for even sharing that here on the show, and through all of that, and you being a nurse, and like I said, having this program with the young ladies, and you also have a book out right now that's called Um, Diamond Remembering You Are the Daughter of a Queen. Though, can you tell everyone about it?
So yeah, the name of the book is Crown Her Diamond. Remember,
Crowned her. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's okay. Because I want to make sure they get the right book now. It's called Crown Her Diamond, Remembering You're the Daughter of a King. And this book is like a self-help book. It's for women that when I was going through those transitions of, so I lost my father too to cancer as well. So 5 years after I lost my mom. So there was a pit that I was in, you know. But for any woman that has dealt with insecurities where she didn't like herself. She may not look like the women on TV, or, you know, she's dealt with some traumatic childhood experiences. She doesn't see herself where other women are. It's for any woman that are in different areas of their state. Oh, Lord. Different areas of their life. So basically, it's to help them to understand, hey, look, I was going through this. I needed a mother's love. You know, my mother wasn't there. These are the things I experienced. I felt like I was shorthanded on certain things. But then I turn around. If you have a Me Too moment, then I speak life into you. I give you affirmations. And then I also give you a moment of devotion where you'll take time to pray and ask God to help you through whatever issue or concern that you have. There's a chapter in here where I have them look within themselves, look in the mirror, because I had a point in my life where I was afraid to look at stare at myself in the mirror because I didn't like what I see, you know? And so I had to get to a point where I don't mind looking at myself, telling myself I'm beautiful, you know, telling myself I'm gorgeous, intelligent, looking beyond what skin deep, you know, a lot. And this is no shade to any woman that wears wigs. I love a good wig. Makeup, but I have gotten to this place where I am falling in love more and more with my natural skin. When we actually started taping today, I went back and forth. Should I put makeup on or should I do the eyebrows? I said, baby, he gonna get what he get today. Get a little lip, you know. But this is me. This is the space that I'm in. So for any woman that has any insecurities about the way they look, that's what Crown Her Diamond is about. Just speaking life into them.
Okay, I like that. I definitely like that. When was the moment that you sort of, you know, felt yourself, you know, because you said you didn't like looking in that mirror, and what was the moment that you sort of enjoyed and just fell in love with yourself in a way?
If I'm honest with you, it's within the last 6 months.
Okay.
There's been little spots of my area since I've written my book, like, oh, I love this, but it's just finally accepting me for who I am, embracing that, giving myself grace for the things that I know or I don't know, and just walking in that unapologetically. And so, I will say now
Okay.
is for me.
Okay. I dig that. I dig that. I definitely proud of you, definitely that you know got your smile back because you know you talked about you know the struggles, you know, obviously growing up without, you know, your mom and I talk about here on the podcast how I didn't, you know, have my dad growing up, and you know now I'm a dad and trying to, you know, navigate with that, but my mom, you know, did, you know, everything, you know, raising me. So I still have my mom, but you know, obviously, you know, you lost both parents, and sorry to hear that. And I commend you as well to just keep being a strong soul to not only for yourself but to others, and the young ladies out here, young generation of women out here, to you know teach them and you know their worth, and you know many other things, and also the book as well, you guys. I'm gonna get it right this time. Crown Her Diamonds, remembering you are the daughter of a queen. The link will be down below in the description, you guys, so you can definitely make sure you go grab a copy for real. It's been a great show, but before I let you go, what keeps you motivated through all this? What inspires you?
God, art, creativity, music. Music will like put me in a mood. In the springtime, I love spring. So those are things that keep me motivated.
Okay.
And a good workout.
And a good workout. Okay, you said music though. What type of music? What type of music?
Oh, listen, I'm an R&B baby, Martin Gaye, Anita Baker, you know, old school Temptations, Michael Jackson. Like, there's a plethora of things. The independent neo soul. I am a music soul child. Kim, you know, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, the old Lauryn Hill. You know,
okay.
I
like it.
A little Ed read somewhere here and there.
That's what I was saying on the podcast episode too. I remember those days back in the days when you just mentioned, all the real good R&B legends and artists that you grew up on, listened to, and sort of the R&B sort of had phased away. It just ain't gone nowhere. So it's like we need some good R&B back, So it's a whole lot of music out there, but the R&B just sort of left though. I don't know.
Now let me tell you this: October London, he may be making a move and bringing back the old R&B. You just gotta pay attention to it. I like what he doing right now.
Okay. I got it.
Listen to him. Give you Marvin Gaye vibes.
Okay, Marvin Gaye vibes. I definitely gotta check them out. I'm gonna definitely check them out too. Look here, I appreciate it. Like I said, everyone, the links will be down below, so you can definitely grab a copy of Adrienne latest books, you guys. But we're gonna keep the podcast rolling on. It's time for the 11:30 podcast hot seat, you guys. All right. Adrienne, it's time for the hot seat. I got 5 questions for you, and we're gonna roll with it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, all right. We got 5 questions. Okay. What is your biggest pet peeve?
People chewing with their mouth open.
Okay. Yeah. My fiance, that's one I think she hates too. Definitely.
Yeah.
Somebody come in the room and be hungry and just be like, I'm like, well, damn, though. I mean,
now it's crazy that's my pet peeve. But now that I have braces, apparently I do it, but I don't think I do it like everybody else do it.
Okay. All right. What is the biggest issue you think wrong with society today?
They don't have Jesus in their life. God, I think it's. I just. It's funny that you asked this question because there was something I seen on social media. I think it was Instagram some weeks ago, and the question was like, "What's wrong with today's society?" Or what is one word that we need in today's society? And I just said Jesus. But when I tell you those people tried to eat me up and come for me, but I said what I said. I think that's what's wrong. I think a lot of people are in the universe and rocks and stones and all this stuff. Baby, take it back to Jesus and on that cross.
Okay. I agree with you. I really agree with you because I think it was I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was a football game or a basketball game or just either not even just sports, other things though. It just seems though once you start talking about Jesus or getting to thank God or anything like that, they want to try to remove it and take it away though. But I think that's what a lot of things uh are missing. A lot of us are missing too is Jesus though in our life though.
That's when
If you
things changed.
say it again.
I was saying that's when things changed, when they took prayer out of schools.
Yeah. You're right. Right. That's some truth. That's some truth right there. Okay. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where will you go?
I want to go to Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
Or either Dubai.
Okay. That sound cool. I like that. All right. What is your what is your scariest sort of fairy animal you sort of never go to or don't want to touch?
Oh, I got a few of them.
Okay. They got a few of them.
I don't do wildlife like that. Number 1 is a snake.
Snakes. Okay. Definitely. Snakes are definitely on the list though. Alligators, I think, is definitely up there for me though. Definitely up there. Okay. If you could write a book on anything in the world or any genre, a new book, what would you write?
Oh man. If I had the opportunity, I think one that, and it may come into manifestation at one point in time, but that you can be saved and sexy at the same time.
You could be safe and sexy at the same time.
Because I think the reason I say that is because a lot of people in the church scene or church world, they have an issue with I'm a woman, and I think it's a taboo on what you're supposed to dress like. And for me, you know, as a struggle, some women don't, you know, they're afraid to be themselves. They're afraid what people may think. So it's a real thing out here.
Okay.
The first one that comes to mind.
Hey, look at it, man. You gotta be yourself, though. Regardless, though, I think society is hard enough, or the world, you know, life is already hard enough to, you know, try to navigate and live in, and then you got society, and then the other, you know, and other people and people in the church definitely try to tell you how you should live your life. You know, you want to be sexy, be sexy. You know, you could be professional and be sexy, in, you know, every different way. So. Hey, I dig that. I definitely dig that. Look at Adrienne. I appreciate you for coming through here on the 11:30 podcast show. Really fun having you on. Great time having you. Before you go, you have any questions, any shout outs, anything you would like to say?
I want to shout out the Statement Boys Preparatory College School in DC. If you don't know about them, go check them out. I want to thank the 11:30 podcast for having me. And of course, thank you to all the new subscribers and followers that I gained from following my story.
I appreciate it. Definitely. You mentioned DC. Can you repeat that one more time? Because obviously I'm from DC, so I gotta make sure we say it aloud for the people in the back.
Yeah, the Statesman Preparatory College School, I think is what it's called. It's a school up there in DC that is geared to the young men of the community. If you have not heard of them, I need you to go check them out. They're doing some amazing things up there.
Okay. Look at you guys, man. Shout out to them and definitely go check them out. DC all the way. Adrienne, this was definitely fun having you on. The links, like I said, is down below. You guys definitely grab a copy. You have a social media link where people can follow you, and also a website as well. You have any website and people can find you at and your social medias?
Yeah, you can find me on social media at Adrienne Figures, and that's ADRIENNE, last name Figures, FIGURES. You can go to my website, www.adriennefigures.com. If you're interested in the Girls Mentorship and the nonprofit, you can go to www.diamondsintherough.me. And also on my Instagram, you can find a link tree and it'll direct you to all directions, podcasts, publications I've done. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Gotcha. All right, guys, man, the links are going to be down below in the description. Definitely tap in with her. Make sure you go follow, go copy, and subscribe. Everything, Adriana, man. Once again, this was awesome having you on. For everyone who's watching and tuning in, man, sit tight, man. I got the WTF moment and more. We're going to wrap up the show. I appreciate everyone definitely tuning in as well. Adriana, a wonderful guest, guys, man. Don't move. You're listening and you're watching to the 11:30 podcast.
Cable for less than cable. More unexpected plot twists.
Ooh.
Less unexpected fees. More committing to new shows.
Ooh.
Less committing to an annual contract. More being held in suspense. Less being held on hold. More modern. More simple. More than cable for less than cable. Try YouTube TV for free.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, A.J. Coffee Weaston. This your boy D.O.E. Good Brother Bowl. And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 11:30 podcast. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, we back here on the 11:30 podcast, man. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the breaks. Adrienne Figures, thank you for coming through here on the 11:30 podcast show this week. Great time having you on. Really, really fun. The links are down below for everyone who's tuning in, so you can definitely go check out her latest book and check out all the latest stuff that she has out right now. Follow her on social media, man. Really great show. Really great vibe. I didn't, grow up with my dad, and I know this was really a nice story to hear from, Adrienne, and the daughter of a king, and all that great stuff, man. We got to do better, man, as a generation, us dads out there, man. I talk about it heavily now, now that I'm a dad, is to step up, man, and be a part of your kid's life, man. And before I move on and say this, once again, thank you, Adrienne, for coming through here on the 11:30 podcast show. But me being a dad and me learning, different stuff about being a parent, is that all man, especially guys, man, have sexual relations with a woman, and do the and she's pregnant, and now the guy just run off, and you sort of don't hear from him or see him again and everything like that. And that's easy. That's so easy. And I think us dudes need to do better by sticking around and raising our children and our kids, man, to be better for the future. And I'm not just talking about buying them shoes, buying them food, or feeding them, at that. I'm talking about, now I'm maturing and I'm learning, I've learned that, it's a lot more goes to just raising a kid. Yes, we have to put clothes on their back. Yes, we have to put food on the table and all of that, and I think that's mandatory. That's what sort of you have to do, change Pampers. It's not like they can get up and go in the kitchen and do it themselves. Shit, my little man, he be trying, man, but it's not like they can do it by themselves. So, things that I consist of, raising and nurturing and giving everything, it's sort of like a plant, man. You got them seeds and you water it and it grows and it's beautiful. And that's how I look at it. Obviously you want to teach your your children's, and especially boys, man. I say this a lot, man, because boys have so much energy, man. They can just move on to the next thing, and you have to teach them patience, teach them life skills and about life that we really didn't learn in the public school system. Because I know me, I grew up here in DC and went to public schools my entire life. Now I just want to be a better version of myself and be a better person, man, for my little man, because I know the world, man, is ugly, it's cruel, man. You feel me? I just was reading a story about a boy. It happened last year. I believe he was, I can't remember how old he was, but he was a teenage boy, and I think he was going to play, playing with his friends or whatnot, and he knocked on the wrong door. Knocked on the wrong door and everything like that. And to come to find out, this 85-year-old man shot him in the head, shot him in the arm. And the guy, claimed that he was pulling on the doorknob and he was doing this and everything like that. And that's what led to him, wind up shooting the teenage boy. But, was it racism? Who knows, man? Was the little boy just wrong place, wrong time, going up against a house that he didn't know that sort of it was his friends or his or whatever the case, man. But I gotta definitely lead my son down the right path, man. And we really gotta do better. As fathers, next month coming up, man, we got a Father's Day. It's May now. So we got to do better. And I know all the ladies and all the moms, all your sisters, everybody is definitely going to do their thing in a couple of weeks for Mother's Day, man. So, yeah, man, moms have it a little bit more in a way easy, man, because, you had this person inside of you growing in you, man, for however months, man. And I know you got that special attachment and that bond, so that's that. But us as men don't having that, bond and that necessarily connection, because you didn't have it, growing inside of you. But obviously, knowing that, that's your child and you just want to put all into it, man. And so I definitely thought I'd say that, man. Definitely thought I'd say that. We gotta do more, man. Gotta do more. All right, you guys, man, before we roll on out of here and head on out of here, you guys, man. Yo, like I said, man, it's time for the WTF moment of the week, man. And I might as well just go ahead and continue the conversation, man. Cause my little man right now, he's knocked out. So I had the time to come in here and do my thing and record the show, man. Got to take him outside for a little bit, wear off his energy because throughout the day, my man is just going for it, going for it, going for it. And I was just asking a different couple of people, and I'm just like, WTF, man, like is this how it is with the little boy? 'Cause, I'm first time dad. He's about to be 2 and 3 months, 2.5 months or so. And I'm like, man, is he this active and everything? And I'm man, from bouncing off the couch to bouncing on the floor. And when you watch wrestling, I don't know if wrestling plays a factor into a lot of it, but he's ready to do, a frog splash from off this from off his eating chair, his high chair to the couch, and I'm like, really, man, come on, man, you can't be doing that, man. You're gonna fall and hurt yourself, man. Like, but these things that I endure, obviously his mother would be scared half to death. So, come on, man, stop, man, don't scare your mom. But me looking at it, man, and it's like, man, look, I was a boy. I've been there. I've done that. I remember jumping off the bed, hitting my brother or my cousin in the head, my lip or whatever. Blood was all over my shirt. They was scared. And I thought I was Kane. Kane used to get up on the top rope and everything, and then jump off with the clothesline, man. I thought I was Kane right there. I'll never forget that. So I've been there. I've been there, done that, man, and I know what it is. But just woo, being a first time parent, man, and seeing it in other kids, you like, oh man, they something else. But then actually having a child of your own, man, and going through the whole parenting phase and dad life and all that, I'm telling you, it's something else, man. Mama get up a little earlier, maybe, early in the morning, and he'll come um walking right behind her. And then, I get awakened by Amir, stop, Amir, like, so I'm like, oh man, like you got to do something with it. So when I get myself together, I try to take him to the playground, take him out so he can wear off that energy and everything like that. Cause sitting in the house, man, he going from the cabinet, he going from everywhere. So, and look at, I wouldn't have it no other way, man. I love my little man. He is off the chain. He's about to reach them turbo twos. So, man, what a time, man. I just never thought, like I always say, I never thought I'd be a dad. So, yeah, man, me being a dad and me being in my son's life, man, from the beginning and on, all us, man, out there, all us fathers, all our dads, man, we got to step up, do better, and be active, man, and teach our kids, man, because yo, in DC, it was what, about a month ago, some crap at the subway station went on. I can't remember what subway station it was, but some subway station, where teenagers, young teens, they were getting, I think they were in an altercation about to fight, and someone pulled out a gun, and somehow a young boy was shot and killed, though. And the person who pulled out the gun wasn't even involved in the shoot. I mean, the fight, the altercation, none of that. So it was a little weird how that went on, but it's just so much stuff, man, that goes on, man. And I'm like, one thing that we do try not to worry about, at least I try not to worry about, is the influence, man. Obviously you put him around other kids, and he look at that kid and look at that kid, and picking up stuff and thinking he can apply that to his daily life. But nah, you feel me? And I think when you have a dad in your life and you have a father in your life, man, it's difficult for a lot of moms out there. My mom was a single mom raising all four of us, so it's like, it's hard, now I'm grown and then I'm adult and I'm thinking about it and then I analyzed it. No, it's hard for a grown adult woman to raise little boys, man, to grow up and be men. Now, if you know, sometimes you know, hey, it worked that way. You know, it worked out where, you know, you turned out to be a great, you know, man. And I think you had some type of also you had that mother guidance in your life, but I think you had to have some role model figures in your life, whether it was uncles, a brother, grandpa, somebody, you know, because man, not having that father figure, you know, being there. A lot of the kids think that they, you know, especially boys, man, because they run over top of their mom and do whatever they want, and oh, I'm grown, I'm smelling myself, oh, I got hair down there, you know, like nah, Holmes, that ain't happening. So we gotta teach these young men, nurture them, you know, in a great direction, man. And I was watching one movie before I leave on out of here. It came out a couple of years ago. I think it was called King Richard. The movie with Serena and Venus, you know, about them, but it was more so about their dad, you know. But I like the story where it was though like, you know, Will Smith was playing, you know, Serena and Venus' dad, and they were in Compton, California. I'm talking about the roughest and the roughest, the projects. Shit happens, and if you've seen the movie, you've seen the shit that, you know, Will Smith had to sort of adore, you know, by taking his teenage daughters to tennis courts and having these older, but not older, but older than them. They were having these guys trying to hit on his daughter, and he wasn't having that, you know. And you know, you want to push, and you want to push and guide your kids in the right direction. Speak positivity over their life, man. He just predicted just about everything the girls went through, and would find success, you know, later on in tennis and stuff. So, you know, I think we got to do that with our kids, man. You know, some of us may didn't grow up with that positive, or you know, role model to ensure you that, man, you can do it, don't give up, you got it, man. And install also affirmations in you daily. So we got to do that, man. You definitely got to do that. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. It's cool. But you guys, man, been a great show here this week here on the 1130 podcast. Oh, before I leave on out of here, I got to let you guys know, man, we are approaching 200 episodes of the 1130 podcast, man. Yes, I am tremendously excited. And I thank everyone over the last 4.5 years, man, that have supported the 1130 podcast, man. I appreciate it so much, man. For real. Approaching 200 episodes of the 1130 podcast, man. That's definitely a big deal, man. For real. Definitely a big deal. But you guys, man, Talk Pro Wrestling is live this Saturday following WWE Backlash from Lyon, France, man. So that's gonna be cool, you know. I mean, I think last year Backlash got it. We ain't seen this one this year in France, but the one in Puerto Rico, boy, that shit was lit, man. That was dope. But we gonna be talking about Backlash and everything that went down in this past week of wrestling, as well as Commission Talk. It's live, you guys. So tune in to the Buzzing with Marlo and the Beeline Entertainment this week, man. So we're gonna be talking more wrestling, man, for real. Beyond 1130 is coming soon, you guys, man, for real. More episodes on the way, but you guys, we are on the road to 200. But you guys, until next time, I'm about to head on out of here. You guys stay safe, stay blessed, give all the glory to God, man. Won't he do it? Yo, it's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Yeah. I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. He the one, nigga. So let's Breeze, baby. He the one with me. So Breeze, baby. Let's get it. You with me. Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Wheels, you know it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with us? Yeah, we knew we had some options.